My name is V the Victim, and I'm an Old School RuneScape burnout. The last time I was really into RuneScape was during the Trailblazer League, where everyone played a region-locked Ironman that had to complete preset tasks to unlock new regions of the game. I love that league, so I came up with a fresh spin on it. I'm going to region-lock myself on an Ironman and use quest points as a currency to unlock new regions. Each quest I complete will get me closer to unlocking a region and accessing new quests, but I do need to be careful, because if I select a region with too few quest points available, it'll lock me out of all further progress on the account. If I can avoid that pitfall and unlock every region, I'll finally be able to complete the quest log and obtain my ultimate goal, the quest point cape. Welcome to Sequestered. And we are off of Tutorial Island. It's time to get started on the journey. Before I go any further, let me explain the account's rules in a little more detail. There are 10 regions in the game in total. Misthalin, Karamja, Asgarnia, Kandarin, Mauritania, Desert, Fremnik, Wilderness, Turanwin, and Zaya. I start with Misthalin and Karamja unlocked, the same starter regions as in the Trailblazer League. I also get the Wilderness because it doesn't contain any quests that offer quest point rewards. I cannot visit or travel through any locked region. No exceptions. The first region I unlock will cost 25 of the 26 total quest points available in my starter regions. Each subsequent region will cost an additional 40 quest points. This means that I'll unlock my 10th and final region at 265 quest points. Part of the reason I like this concept so much is my ability to choose which region I want to unlock at any given time. For example, my first choice will likely be Asgarnia or Kandarin. Both have a lot of quests available, but each region has its own unique benefits. Asgarnian quests tend to have lower stat requirements, meaning I can complete more of them quickly, including the Druidic Ritual quest that unlocks the Herblore skill. Kandarin, on the other hand, has much higher requirements for its quests, but they're also much more rewarding, especially in combat experience. Near the end of the series, I could leave almost any one of the remaining regions as my last unlock. It all depends what I want to prioritize and which region's benefits I'm willing to delay until I've almost reached my goal. With all that said, let's get into some gameplay. I'm really excited to play RuneScape again. Even the simplest stuff is going to be fun, and speaking of which, it's time for the Cook's Assistant quest for probably the 50th time. This is the first quest ever released in RuneScape, and it's going to be my first completion in this series. The general strategy for this early Misthalin gameplay is going to be to knock out all of the easiest quests right away, then push for 25, and my first new region as soon as possible. The quicker I open up more of the game, the quicker I can snowball my progress and start making my way to unlocking more content and faster training methods. I want to do things as quickly as possible and end up kind of speeding my way through the game and doing quests on minimum requirements. I went ahead and made the account a hardcore, but I'm not going to stress the status at all. I plan to do a lot of risky AFKing on this account in the near future, and I will definitely be dying soon. And that is Cook's Assistant done. 1 quest point down and a hell of a lot more to go. Oh, and also that's 4 cooking. A couple levels just to start the account. Next up is going to be Sheep Shearer. There we go, 1 quest point and 150 crafting XP. That's good for level 3. While I'm in Lumbridge, I'm going to start all the quests I can to save time on running back and forth later. That means Rune Mysteries here at the Duke, Restless Ghost in the Graveyard, and Misthalin Mystery down south of the city. I'm also going to start killing imps whenever I see them, since collecting the 4 magical beads for Imp Catcher could be one of the biggest slowdowns in my early questing grind. Misthalin Mystery done. Another quest point and some juicy crafting XP. Okay, quick detour for Ernest the Chicken, 4 quest points, and we're now up to 7 total. I've realized something. I'm really poor. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break from questing and finish up the Stronghold of Security for 10k coins. After a couple of close calls, that is the Stronghold done and 10k cash as a reward. I'll be taking this to Varrock to buy a staff and some runes. Magic spells have good accuracy and a high max hit, so they're one of the best ways to kill higher level quest bosses in the early game. On the way to Varrock, I picked up the Gertrude's Cat quest, which requires a sardine. Now normally I'd just be able to buy this from a fishing shop, but with my current regions I don't have access to any. I'll have to fish the sardine, but there's also nowhere for me to buy fishing bait. I had to teleport to Karamja to buy a fishing rod from the charter ship shop, and I'm gonna need to get fishing bait from a man or a woman. It's only a 1 in 25 drop rate, so it shouldn't take me too long, and fortunately I can find plenty of both in Lumbridge later on. There we go, I'm taking that as a sign of good things to come for drop rates on this account. That's fishing bait on the 3rd kill. Not bad for a 1 in 25. And now I just have to train 5 fishing to catch a sardine for Gertrude's cat. That is 5 fishing done. And a sardine. The hard work has paid off, and I now have everything I need to complete the Gertrude's cat quest. Quick detour, that is Rune Mysteries done. We're up to 8 quest points, and also just unlocked the Rune Essence Mine, which I'll need later for the Priest in Peril quest. Restless Ghost complete, 9 quest points, and level 10 prayer. Shield of Arav complete with a little help from the in-game clan chat. 10 quest points in total is a little milestone, and I can also now start the Priest in Peril quest while I'm here. This is going to be one of the harder quests to complete in the early game since I'm trying to rush it and the Temple Guardian can't be killed with magic. Rest in peace, Juliet. That is Romeo and Juliet done for 5 quest points, and that is the heftiest reward I'm going to get in my starter regions. We only need 10 more quest points to escape this area and choose the first new region of the series. Gertrude's cat done. Huge chunk of cooking XP, and we also hit the payoff for that whole little region locked mess with the fishing bait and having to get a sardine. That's 15 cooking and 16 quest points in total. Okay, finally. I was busy, so I decided to grind out some imp kills at the Kramja volcano in an effort to get the beads I needed for Imp Catcher. I got all the way up to 19 strength and 15 HP, and although it was a little frustrating getting so many duplicates, these combat stats will come in handy for that Temple Guardian I mentioned about fighting in the Priest in Peril quest. Alright, we've spent almost all of the Stronghold of Security money. I've decided I'm going to head out to the deep wilderness to kill some lava dragons. These dragons drop some incredibly valuable items, and because they're weak to magic, they're a great training method to help me level up my early combat. Also, their bones give 4 times as much XP as normal when they're buried on the Lava Dragon Isle, so I'll just bury those right away, and that should really help me work my way towards protection prayers, which I'll eventually need for a lot of the harder quests in the game. Take my hard-earned beads, Wizard Mizgog. That is 875 magic XP, and Imp Catcher complete for another quest point. Fire Strike is a spell I'll be using at Lava Dragons, and that requires 13 magic, so getting 10 here is a nice little boost on the way to that. I stopped off in Draenor to buy some wines, and that is Vampire Slayer complete with the help of the 11 healing per. That's 3 more quest points, and now 20 in total. That's also a huge amount of attack XP, which gets us to 20 attack to wield mithril weapons. Well, flinching the Temple Guardian at 20 attack and 19 strength wasn't the greatest experience, but that is Priest in Peril complete. That's 1 more quest point and level 18 prayer. Okay, we have spent every last coin except for 3, and it's time to kill some lava dragons. I'm going to be very AFK during this, so there's a decent chance I die, but hopefully I manage to hit the logout in time. Just before the 4th lava dragon kill, there's 25 magic and Varrock teleport unlocked. This is a huge level that gives me another way to get back to Misthalin when my home teleport's on cooldown. And a 20 law rune drop, so I can actually use Varrock teleport now. That's massive. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get this 6th kill. The law rune drop was nice, but I didn't get any drops with any real coin value, like I'd hoped, and so I'm not going to be able to buy any more runes. I still have all my food, so I'm going to make the trip over to the lava maze and pick up some steel plate bodies. I can sell those for a good amount of money, and then if I want to come back to lavas or do something else, I should have a solid amount of funding for it. That is all the steel plates sold, and I have over 25k cash. This is most likely going to go to some more runes for lavas, because I do have to AFK more. Delrith is sucked into the vortex, and Demon Slayer is complete. That was a quick 3 quest points, and that brings me up to a total of 24. That means I only need 1 more quest point to close the starter region chapter of this account, and I am so excited. The only thing standing between me and 25 quest points to unlock my first new region is a Soul's Bane. A Soul's Bane is designed for at least double my combat level. I think I'm going to have to use Fire Strike on everything that I possibly can, and then do a lot of safe spotting and flinching of the monsters just to get through the quest. Tolna is dead. None of the fights were actually as tough as I expected. I just did a lot of flinching, used some Fire Strikes, and I only had to bank once. I actually over-prepared for this, I think. And that is a Soul's Bane complete. 1 quest point isn't much, but in this case, it's all I needed to get to 25 total and unlock my first new region. I've got it down between Asgarnia and Kandarin, but I'm not sure yet which I'd rather go for. Asgarnia is going to be the faster path to another 40 quest points for the next region, but Kandarin has some great quests in it and will give me a lot of progress on the account overall. While I was thinking and waiting on my minigame teleport cooldown, I finished the Varrock Museum quiz, and that is 9 Hunter and 9 Slayer. I made the decision to unlock Kandarin for my first new region. I can do all of the Monkey Madness quest series without leaving my current unlocked regions, and I'm really looking forward to the challenge, especially since I don't have overheads and probably won't when I finish it. I'm going to be using the minigame teleport to Castle Wars to get over to Kandarin right away and get things started. See you on the other side. If you did enjoy this video and the concept, I will be continuing the series soon on my Twitch and here on YouTube. So if you want to see more, please do subscribe and like the video. The more people do that, the more people will get recommended the video and hopefully get to enjoy the series along with me. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.